Emma, can you tell us about a time when you had to work with a really difficult colleague? We've all been asked those kinds of questions at interview, and sometimes they can really trip us up if we don't have a really fluent answer for them. But how do we make sure we've got fluent answers for those kind of questions? Well, we can start to create something called story stacks. But how do you do that? Well, one of the really easy ways of doing it is starting to think about your job and thinking about all the things that could potentially go wrong or may have gone wrong in the past. And think about those in two different sections. So technically, what are the technical things that could go wrong with your job? It might be to do with timing or finances or client retention. And then think about personnel. So what are all the personnel issues that could occur internally and externally as well? Once you've thought about all the things that can potentially go wrong and all the things that you might need to do to make sure that the job is flowing really, really well, you'll have a list of questions. Once you've got those questions, it's just a case of curating the stories, the things that have happened to you in your career so far that answer those questions. When you've got the stories, you just need to make sure that they're really clear and concise. Give as much information that the interviewer can understand the situation, but not so much that the point of the story gets lost. Once we've curated these stories, our ability to answer those kinds of situational questions, what would you do if? Tell me about a time when. We've got those stories at our fingertips and we can answer much more fluently. So think about the things that can go wrong, technically, personally, create the questions around that, curate the stories, make sure they're really concise and clear and that they actually answer the question that's being asked.